There are certain things men do that destroy their self-respect. Whether we like it or not, these actions chip away at our sense of self-worth and make us appear weak in the eyes of others. It's crucial to be aware of these behaviors because once lost, self-respect is incredibly difficult to regain. We will discuss 7 critical things that men should never do that destroy their self. By avoiding these pitfalls, you will establish yourself as a man worthy of admiration and respect from both yourself and those around you. No. 1. Men who apologize excessively for everything damage their self-respect and credibility. Saying sorry too often makes you appear guilty, even when you're innocent. When you apologize for minor inconveniences or mistakes, it trivializes the apology and reduces its impact when you genuinely need it. People will start to see you as someone who is always at fault or is always making mistakes. They will lose respect for you because they will realize that you don't really believe in yourself or your abilities. Apologizing is an essential part of being a gentleman, but it's vital to use it judiciously. Only apologize when you have genuinely done something wrong, hurt someone, or broken a promise or commitment. When you follow this rule, your apologies will carry weight and people will respect you for it. Remember the words of Maya Angelou. I've learned that a sincere apology can only be spoken. Once an apology loses its sincerity, it is no longer an apology. No. 2. Being too available. In today's world, it seems like everyone expects you to be instantly accessible all the time. With the advent of smartphones and social media, people have become accustomed to receiving immediate responses and have little patience for delays. This has created a culture where people no longer value things until they become scarce or hard to obtain. Unfortunately, many men fall into the trap of being too available, which leads to their self-respect being eroded away. When you make yourself readily available all the time, people start taking you for granted. Your presence becomes invisible to them and your opinions and feelings no longer hold any significance. People tend to appreciate and value things that are rare and hard to get. So when you start valuing your time and becoming less available, people will notice and begin to see you as a more valuable person. The art of delaying your responses is a powerful tool to use when trying to make someone miss you. For example, if a friend texts you and you don't respond right away, they might think about you more often and realize that you have a life outside of them. By setting boundaries and being less available, you can make people realize that you are a person with limited time and that they need to make an effort to earn your attention. This will not only help you regain your self-respect, but also improve the quality of your relationships with others. Number 3. Trying to please everyone. The desire to please everyone stems from a place of weakness and dependence. When you try to satisfy everyone, you become a puppet to their expectations and desires. You lose your sense of identity and purpose as you sacrifice your own needs and wants for the sake of pleasing others. A true man stands firm in his beliefs and values and does not let the opinions of others dictate his actions. He knows that pleasing everyone is impossible and that attempting to do so will only lead to dissatisfaction and disappointment. Pleasing people is a form of escapism that allows you to avoid dealing with your true emotions and desires. But by doing so, you betray yourself and your potential. Instead of striving to be someone who can please everyone, aim to be someone who can be pleased by yourself. Develop a strong sense of identity and don't let anyone, including your mother, girlfriend, friends, or colleagues, dictate how you should live your life. As the African proverb goes, if your wife says the food is salty, don't cry. Just remove the salt and eat. Don't waste your tears on people who can't fix your problems. Instead, focus on being true to yourself and living life on your own terms. Number 4. Making excuses. Most people, especially men, love to make excuses for their failures and weaknesses. They find it easier to blame external factors than to admit their own shortcomings. This behavior can be seen in various aspects of life, such as work, relationships, and personal growth. People who make excuses are often viewed as unreliable and irresponsible. They are seen as individuals who are unable to take responsibility for their actions and who are quick to shift the blame onto others or external circumstances. Furthermore, making excuses can become a habit that leads to complacency and stagnation. People who constantly make excuses tend to avoid challenges and opportunities for growth. They prefer to stay within their comfort zones rather than push themselves to achieve new heights. Excuse-making men lack the courage and determination to face their problems head-on. They shy away from confrontations and difficulties, which prevents them from developing resilience and strength of character. However, some situations may call for a different approach. There may be times when making an excuse is the best course of action. For example, if you are faced with an unreasonable demand or an impossible task, it may be appropriate to politely decline or explain your limitations. In such cases, it is important to be assertive and communicate your boundaries while still being respectful and professional. Overall, it is advisable to exercise caution when making excuses. While there may be valid reasons and benefits in certain situations, it should not be a habit that undermines your credibility, personal growth, and self-respect. And now for no. 5. Imagine this scenario. You're engaged in a discussion and you express your opinion or share an experience. Suddenly you find yourself in a situation where you need to defend or explain your perspective in great detail. Some people may view over-explaining as a way to ensure that their point is fully understood. However, it can often backfire and leave the other person feeling even more confused or annoyed. Additionally, over-explaining can make you appear insecure and hesitant. When you feel the need to provide excessive details, it can convey a lack of confidence in your initial statement or opinion. This can undermine your credibility and cause the other person to question your expertise or judgment. To maintain self-respect, it is essential to strike a balance between being articulate and concise. Explain your thoughts and ideas clearly and briefly without going into unnecessary detail. This not only demonstrates confidence, but also encourages the other person to actively listen and engage with what you have to say. By doing so, you establish yourself as a man who respects himself and expects others to respect him as well. No. 6. Staying silent when you should speak up. Remaining silent when you should speak up is a common mistake that many people make, and it can be a sign of weakness. When you fail to assert yourself and stand up for what you believe in, it sends a message to others that you are not confident or assertive. You may fear confrontation or worry about being judged or ridiculed, but staying silent will only erode your self-respect and make you appear submissive. It's crucial to learn when to stay silent and when to speak up. Staying silent can be a good thing when it allows you to reflect and gather your thoughts before speaking. It can also be beneficial when it prevents you from saying something you may regret. However, staying silent when you should speak up can be detrimental. It can lead to a loss of self-respect, resentment, and a diminished sense of self. By remaining silent, you may be allowing others to take advantage of you or disrespect your opinions and feelings. To maintain your self-respect, it's important to find the right balance between staying silent and speaking up. Learn to assert yourself and stand up for what you believe in, but also know when to remain quiet and listen. By doing so, you will appear strong, confident, and self-assured, qualities that are essential for maintaining self-respect. No. 7. Giving away your dignity. Many men unconsciously give away their dignity in day-to-day interactions. They allow others to treat them poorly and tolerate disrespect. This behavior is often justified with phrases like "it's just a small thing," or "I do anyone to make a fuss." However, these small indignities accumulate over time and gradually erode their self-respect. For instance, tolerating offensive jokes or comments from colleagues can normalize disrespect in your life. Allowing others to constantly interrupt or disregard your opinions makes you seem submissive and disregards your value. Each time you give in to peer pressure or societal norms, instead of following your heart, you compromise your integrity and self-respect. Even though these situations may seem insignificant at the moment, they send a message to your subconscious that you are not worthy of respect or that your needs are not important. As these moments pile up, they build a foundation of resentment and self-doubt, which eventually manifests as a loss of self-respect. To avoid this fate, it's essential to nip these issues in the bud. Stand up for yourself against disrespect, and be afraid to speak out against harmful jokes or comments. Assert your opinions, and don't let others walk over you. By doing so, you'll not only earn the respect of others, but more importantly, regain your self-respect and live with clarity and firmness. In conclusion, don't let these 7 things destroy your self-respect. Be mindful of your actions and strive to be the best version of yourself. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content. And remember, Regardless of your background or circumstances, you can always improve and become a man worthy of respect and admiration.